most of you know me, I'm Dr. Lindholm. For those of you that haven't met, it's nice to meet you. So I just want to briefly introduce Mr. Ryan Jungels. He is from the Metagenics company, and he's been our Metagenics rep for a number of years, and he's super knowledgeable about their products, so I'm excited to have him here tonight. He's, as most of you know, the presentation tonight is basically about the daily supplements that really everyone should be taking. That's what he's going to focus on. He's also going to talk about the difference in quality between vitamins you might just find at CVS or Costco or even at a health food store compared to the pharmaceutical grade supplements that Metagenics carries. And then he's going to definitely have time in his presentation at the end. If anybody has any general supplement questions or if you have more questions, we'll be around at the end to answer those questions. So
appreciate it. All right. Dr. Lindholm, thank you so much. Yeah, so I've been Dr. Lindholm's rep for Metagenics for just around 3 years now. And I just wanted to talk to you a little bit today. What we'll start off is talking a little bit about Metagenics. So I'll tell you who we are, where we started from, and then also then kind of get into a little bit more about the different formulas that we have to offer. So with this slide, we kind of talk about who we are and what makes us kind of stand apart from just like a general supplement that you can get over the counter. So the formulas that you're going to see, we have over 300, it's getting closer to 400 different products that we offer now. It's a little bit around like $7 million. Pardon me, I'm just going to focus this. There we go. It's around $7 million that we do in R&D per year on our formulas, and how that compares to other companies throughout the US. In 2016, Apple did $4 million in their R&D. So we're actually doing more than some of these larger electronic companies when it comes to developing our formulas. And then also, we're in 20 countries across the world. We have 87 publications, 137 clinical and scientific staff that we have on board in our R&D department. And then also something that makes us really stand out from other supplement companies is we have something called medical foods. Now, a medical food specifically is intended for the dietary management of a medical condition. So we have these for type 2 diabetics, we have this for IBS, IBD, dyslipidemia, and a couple other conditions as well. And we also have 67 patents when it comes to our formulas. With this, we kind of show how we spread out across the US and across the world with who we partner with. So a lot of this shows in the development of some of our formulas. We've partnered with Harvard University in the creation of our SPM Active. We worked with Joslin Diabetes Center in the creation of our ultra glucose control. And then we partner with a lot of other universities and clinics like Cleveland Clinic when it comes to a lot of our other formulas as well. This kind of just gives you a rough run through of the 4 decades of innovation that we have with the company. Starting with the first product that we had was our UltraFlora Balance. So we actually were the first company to have strain identified probiotics. And then also this just kind of lays out like year by year then some of the greatest innovations that we've had when it comes to our formulas. So Metagenics, we really focus on quality when it comes to our formulas. So we want to make sure that the ingredients that go into these formulas are of the highest quality. So we actually do testing on our formulas, and $3.5 million is spent on quality testing alone to make sure whatever it says it's going to be on the label meets or exceeds that. We also do, 48,000 quality tests, 210 ELISA tests, so we make sure that it's to make sure that they're gluten-free. And we take it one step further. The FDA guidelines are 20 parts per million. We actually take that to 10 parts per million, even farther. We also do 400 annual third-party assays, and then we also do 3,000 annual raw materials tests. So we actually test every single material that comes into our manufacturing to make sure that it actually meets the certificate of analysis before it goes into any of our formulas. We actually reject $15 million worth of ingredients per year because they don't actually meet the quality that we're looking for to go in our formulas. and that actually gets sent back, and then somebody else gets it and puts it in their formulas. So, anyone have any questions about Metagenics at this time, or? Okay. So I'll get started with, this is our most popular formula that we have. This is our Phyto Multi. And so compared to a normal multi that you can get over the counter, this is going to contain more nutrients and phytonutrients that you can get. We've also done a lot of studies and tests that have been done on these, whereas something that you can get over the counter isn't going to have that kind of backing with clinical research. So we've done tests to make sure that it actually helps in promoting DNA stability in human cells. It also helps in offering protection against oxidative stress. And then also it demonstrates potential for antioxidant protection. So a lot of these different things you're not going to get from a normal multi that you can get over the counter. And I also brought samples of this for everyone to try. And then if you could get the next slide. This is what everything that comes in the entire formula. So you can see it's a robust and complete formula. And it comes in two different types. It comes in tablets as well as capsules. So if it's harder for you to swallow sometimes tablets, we have the capsules that are a little bit smaller, and you just have to take one more per serving then to meet the same quantity. So these are the four different formulas that we have in the Phyto Multi. So like I said, we have the capsules, the tablets, we have it with iron, and then we just have a larger size. Again, that's going to be without iron. And then we have vitamin D. Yeah, go ahead. So why exactly do we need vitamin D? Vitamin D is actually a huge deficiency across the US, and for those of us that are above Florida, that's the 85% of us that aren't actually getting the normal vitamin D that we need. So if you could slide that. So what are some of the benefits of having vitamin D? So vitamin D is really great for bone density. It helps with healthy muscle function, circulatory health. One of the biggest things is immune support. So for those of us that are dealing with common colds, making sure that you have high quality vitamin D is really important for your immune health. And then also it just helps with overall health as well. Yeah, so correct. Yeah, so for those of us that are above, we have like I don't have it on this slide and everything. Yeah, so a lot of us we're not reaching the amount of vitamin D, getting that from the sun. If you flip the next slide, this kind of talks a little bit more about like the vitamin D. So what you might not know about vitamin D is not only is it a vitamin, but it's also a hormone. So we actually get that from the sun, but it also can come from our food as well as supplementing. Now. For those of us, again, like I said, that aren't in Florida and we aren't outside all the time, we're not getting enough sun. So it's really difficult to be able to supplement directly from just being outside in the sunlight. That's why you kind of have to add these different supplements that we offer.
You're really here in this area, geographically, the sun is really only intense enough to make much vitamin D, really June, July, and August. And then even then, you have to be out in the sun a fair amount. So if you work inside the majority of the day, it's really difficult to get enough vitamin D from sun exposure.
So another reason that we're kind of deficient too is based on our sunscreen. So sunscreen actually blocks some of that vitamin D from actually coming in, and it actually blocks 85% of it. And then also fewer people are getting outside on a regular basis. So who's at risk? An estimated 1 billion people are at risk for deficiency. So adults that are over 65, vegetarians, dark-skinned, and also those with reduced sun exposure. So for those of us that are working inside, it could be difficult for us to reach the quantity that we're looking for. So you might, if you're investigating vitamin D products, there's two different kinds that are out there. There's a vitamin D2 and there's a vitamin D3. So you'll see in all of our formulas, we offer it in D3. because it's the most bioavailable form of vitamin D that's actually out there. So there's numerous clinical studies, and it's also shown that the potency in D2 is less than a third of that of D3. And then this is the entire line of vitamin D that we offer. So we have our D3 liquid. Per drop, that's going to be 1,000 IU. In that bottle alone, there's 2,285 drops. So that's actually one of the most cost-effective and beneficial ones that we offer, depending on how much that you want to take on a daily basis. We also have it in tablets, capsules, and then in a higher quantity in the D3 10,000 that also contains K2 as well. And then this is going to start us into our Ultraflora line. So this is for our probiotics. So what we know about probiotics are that we already have flora within our gut that really helps with our immune system. And what you might not know is that the normal range for good guys against bad guys that we have in our gut is it's 80% bad guys and 20% good guys. And that's the rate that you actually want to have. Otherwise, it's called a dysbiosis. So it's kind of like an unlevel playing field. So what's important is making sure, like I said, that you're protective and that you have the right amount of good guys in there, because that's really going to help with your immune system. You should. And not all probiotics are created equal. So this is one of those things that if you ever have a chance to go to a Walgreens or a CVS, and you're going to see that it's not strain identified, and it's going to say Lactobacillus acidophilus. It could say 100 billion CFUs that are in that formula. The only thing that I would say about that is that they don't have any studies to prove what's actually in there. So when you make sure that your probiotics are strain identified, you can tie that to clinical research to actually show that it's going to do what it says it's going to do. Now we have an entire line of formulas that can be anywhere from for regular health and benefits, as well as to very targeted formulas. Now this is our entire line. We're actually at 12 different probiotics that are available. But today, I'm just gonna stick to about 2 of them because they're the most common and also most popular of the formulas, and they're just more there for general gut maintenance. So this is our most popular probiotic. It's our Ultraflora Balance. And it's 2 different strains that come in the formula. So you'll see it's that Lactobacillus acidophilus NCFM, and it's a Bifidobacterium lactis BI07. And dairy-free, gluten-free. It's just gonna be 1 capsule, 1 to 2 capsules a day. And it comes in 2 different quantities. There's a 60 count as well as a 120 count. So this is great because it's gonna actually last you 2 months, or if you get the 120 count, it could last you up to 4 months. Okay, so that's a good question. Thanks for asking. When it comes to our probiotics, it'll actually say on the bottle which ones need to come and stay in the refrigerator. If it says that it needs to stay at a cold, dry place, it's shelf stable. We ship all of our probiotics with cold packs so that during transportation, there isn't any chance for any die-off. So there's only 2 of our formulas that are recommended to stay refrigerated no matter what. I keep mine in the refrigerator just for my own peace of mind. But you're welcome to keep it shelf stable if it says to stay in a cold, dry place. Okay.
When I travel, it'd be nice to have something I didn't have to refrigerate.
So just double check on the bottle. I believe the IB is something that you can travel with and have it on. It says it on keep refrigerator. Okay.
I usually recommend for all the probiotics just to be on the safe side for long-term storage, to keep it refrigerated, just because it's not going to harm you, but it just isn't going to work as well if it has die-off, like you said.
Right. If you're looking for something specifically for travel, one that's really great for travel that can be taken out of the refrigerator, it's our acute care. And that's really there for those that are traveling a lot. That way you don't have any of that kind of like Montezuma's Revenge if we're traveling to any foreign countries or anything like that. And then this, again, is just showing some of the studies that we've done on that specific strain. So, I mean, not just from us, but this strain has been tested since the 1970s. And then we also have our ultrafluorescent spectrum. So if you're someone that wants to have more strains within the formula, a higher CFU count, this is the formula for you. There's 30 billion CFUs that come in this formula. And this is more for like a broad spectrum formula. It helps relieve acute and recurring bowel discomforts. And you can see all the different strains that are in the formula, and it comes in a 30 and 60 count, dairy-free and gluten-free. And then we're going to talk more about some of our fish oils. That's our Metagenics line. So when it comes to fish oils, not all fish oils are the same. So I dare you to go to some place like a over-the-counter fish oil and cut into it and smell it. And I'm going to tell you that it's absolutely gross because the ingredients that are in there haven't been tested and most likely are going to be rancid. And what we do with our fish oils is we actually test them for pesticides, rancidity, heavy metals, and all these different 250 different contaminants before they come. And then also we make sure that there isn't a fishy taste. So we actually flavor them as a lemon, citrus, or like a lemon lime flavoring. And we also make sure that they're antioxidant stabilized and also efficacious. So this is one of the third-party tests that we do on our fish oils just to make sure that everything is completely out of there as far as PCBs or any of those rancidity.
And this one is also shipped in a refrigerated
Correct.
box. So
Yep.
It comes to us fresh. It doesn't get damaged in transit.
Yep. And then this is just showing the definition of like a pharmaceutical grade product. So it exceeds the actual normal verification of like a formula that you can get from a CVS or a Walgreens. And this is our entire line, or some of them. We have, I believe it's 14 different fish oils that are available. We have it that's available in a liquid. We have it in capsules. We also have it in chewables. So it just depends on the different, how you would prefer to have that fish oil and what you're looking for. And now the next one kind of just shows the difference in all of the formulas as far as how much EPA is in there, how much DHA is in there, and then also it just tells you what form it is.
If you have that many products, how do you know which one to choose?
So as far as when it comes to like the fish oils, it's really the most common formulas that are used is going to be the 720. That's the most cost effective for you. And then also it comes in 3 different sizes. So we have it in a 60, a 120, and a 240 count. And then also another one is going to be the EPA DHA 1000. It depends on how much fish oil you're looking to get on a daily basis. Now, usually it's around 2 to 3 grams of EPA DHA you're looking for on a daily basis. So it just depends on how many capsules you're looking to take on a daily basis. So if you're not getting it from your food, I would make sure that you're getting it from your supplements. So cost effective wise, if you're okay with taking 3 capsules, you could do the 720. But if you want to cut it down a little bit, you can do 2 capsules of the 1000 to get that 2 grams.
A lot of it's personal preference.
Yeah.
We have some people that just can't swallow pills, so they'll use the liquid. We occasionally like their algae one. We occasionally have people that are strict vegans that won't consume any animal products. So there's an algae version of EPA DHA. So, and then occasionally people have certain conditions where they need a higher ratio of EPA versus DHA. So, but most people it's going to be the 720 or the 1000.
Mm-hmm. And that's pretty much the end of my presentation. So, yeah.
I have another question.
Absolutely.
So I have taken several different kinds of the fish oil.
Okay.
And they don't go down tasting fishy, but
Okay.
they come back up tasting fishy.
Okay. So that's why, like, as far as like for like some of that burp up, that's why we have them flavored. just so that you don't have any of that fishy taste. But that's part of the sometimes as far as like when it comes back up from the gut.
Does it make a difference what time of day you take them?
The fish oils, no. All that we ask is that if you're taking a fish oil, make sure you're taking it with like a meal because it's fat soluble. So you want to make sure that it's actually being digested. If you take it away from food, it might not be digested as well.
Are the like the vegan one that you mentioned, is that gonna have as much of the fishy? I mean, what is that gonna be like?
So it's an algae that we source for that, and it's not going to be as high as an EPA DHA as well. So if you're looking to do something like that,
So it's only 90 and 100.
yeah.
So it's a much lower.
Yeah, it's a much lower dose, so you might have to take a little bit more.
Well, I've just heard that very thing from
Yeah.
many people, and so that's my concern. Is
Okay.
I don't want to be feeling like I'm having fish.
Rarely do I have people get that with a high quality fish oil. Unfortunately, like Ryan said, many fish oils you buy are rancid already in the capsule.
Okay.
So when you burp it back up, it's gonna be like rancid fish, which is actually worse for you than not taking omega-3s at all.
Right.
So, so rarely does that happen with a high quality fish oil.
Okay.
Some people just don't have good digestion though, and if that's the case, like Ryan mentioned, taking it with a meal usually helps, or taking it with your evening meal, or shortly before bed, and then you just digest it while you're asleep, and you don't, it's not an issue. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you have a question? Yeah.
I'm assuming you test it for mercury, but what other metals do you test for?
As far as the heavy metals, it's mercury. I don't know if it's on there. The heavy metals.
Is all it says.
Yeah. I can find out exactly all the different ones that it's tested for. I believe. I'll find that answer for you.
And can you take that Metagenics with a probiotic?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because I prefer to take all my supplements in the morning.
Okay. Yeah. There's no issue or any contraindications of taking any of these supplements together. Some people ask, should I take a probiotic with food or away from food? It's never been tested to work any different either way. So if you want to take them all at once, be my guest. There's nothing wrong with doing that.
Maybe just in review, the major topics that we talked about. So what we recommend every day.
Yeah.
If you could.
Yeah, absolutely. So just like, again, like there's 4 foundational formulas you want to have every day. So you want to make sure you're getting a high quality multivitamin. And then also you want to make sure that you're getting enough vitamin D. Then we would also make sure you're having a probiotic. And then the 4th one is going to be that fish oil. So those are the 4 foundational formulas you want to make sure that you're having on a daily basis. Any other questions? Yes.
Do you have something to replace Ultra Inflamex since you guys quit making it?
We didn't quit making it.
You have Ultra Inflamex 360, but I can't buy Ultra Inflamex anymore.
Oh, just the regular Ultra Inflamex? Yeah. So the only one that we have right now is just the Plus 360. Is there a reason?
It doesn't work. I have Crohn's disease,
Okay.
and it doesn't help at all. I took it for a week once, and I was sick the whole time. It doesn't do what Ultra Inflamex does. So I don't know what the difference between the 2 formulas is, but it didn't work for my Crohn's disease for me.
Okay. How long ago did you use the formula?
I quit taking it last fall when you guys quit making it,
Okay.
when I couldn't buy it anymore.
Okay. As far as, I'm not too sure why you would have such a difference between the 2. The only difference between the predecessor and then what we have now in the Plus 360 is the Plus 360, it actually has like our SCRM technology that's in the formula. And I'm not too sure what there would be any difference. What flavor were you taking in the just like the original?
Banana
The banana. Okay. Let me double check to see what kind of issue
Equivalent to that.
would be happening because of that, because I haven't heard anything like that before.
Because I've probably taken it for close to 15 years.
Right. And then how often were you taking it? Were you taking it daily or?
Every morning,
Okay.
and then I wasn't sick.
Okay.
And I'll tell you, once I started drinking it,
Yeah.
I quit going to the hospital.
Right.
And my white blood cell count
Right, okay.
So I really miss it.
You know what? Let me check with, it might be an issue that you want to talk to our clinical team about. So let me double check with them and find out why you might be having some of that different reaction to it. And then they might want to talk to you specifically.
Okay,
So,
that'd be great.
yeah.
I'd like to find something.
Yeah.
I did find a Chinese herbalist, and she made some things up for me, but it's not as good.
Okay. And then I would possibly try to tell you about like the inflavonoid, because in there is going to be like the curcumin that's in the Inflamex. But because of your Crohn's, like I think you definitely would need all the other herbs and everything that are in the formula as that medical food. So yeah,
The minerals.
yep. So I'll get back to you on that.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Just if somebody, say, you eat fish frequently,
Okay.
it's that's a theory, because that's my goal, but it doesn't always happen.
Okay.
And then also recommend taking vitamins as well. I mean,
So it's important
these things are usually fairly costly.
Right.
So
So it's important to know what kind of fish you're eating as well. So if you're
they're the least expensive.
okay, so if you're eating wild caught fish, you don't have as many contaminants in there. Something that's more farm raised is going to have some more mercury within those formulas. So the amount of omegas that you're going to be getting out of it isn't going to be as high. So that's why using one of like the fish oils and supplementing with that would be good. Another thing you might want to think about is doing like a detox too, to help in getting a removal of any of those like mercury or heavy metals and everything in there. So, and I actually have samples that I brought. I brought samples for everybody. I have our Phytomulti. I brought samples of our Phytogenics. That's like a greens formula that we offer. So if you're not eating enough fruits and vegetables, you can do this 1 to 2 times a day. I have samples of our Ultra Clear Renew, which is for detox. And then also just another one of our protein powders. It's our Cardio 360 that I brought samples, so you can try the flavor out in that. Yes.
So you have, more than just the Phylomulti for right?
No, so that's the name of the formula. We just have different use, like the capsules or tablets.
Okay.
It's the same exact formula.
The female.
Oh, so that's the wellness packs that we have. That's the wellness essentials, like the women's packs.
Mm-hmm.
The difference in that is you get the multivitamin that comes in there, but you also get a couple other formulas that are really specifically targeted for like women's health.
How does the fish oil come from the fish?
What do you
Can you
mean?
tell me this process? I want
So,
to know how much I'm torturing these fish.
so what it is, it's a process that's done in Norway. And then they found that in this area that they're the least contaminated. And it's usually done from like sardines, mackerel, smaller fish. I can't tell you the exact process that they do with it. So they're not being tortured. I don't know.
They might have a different opinion.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's where all of our fish oils are sourced from. Yeah. Any other questions? And then, like, I do have our vitamin D in the liquid, so if anyone wanted to sample that, you're more than welcome to try that. It's a little bit more of like a spearmint flavor, and it's really nice because there's so many servings that are in the bottle. It's extremely cost effective. And it actually has a little bit of like a minty taste, so you don't have to worry about like a bad aftertaste or anything like that.
As a parent, I love the liquid because if you have children, it's really easy. It doesn't matter whether they can swallow pills at all. You just give them, a drop in their mouth.
Yeah.
And it doesn't taste bad. So,
Right.
Does it have to go into your tongue?
Nope.
Nope,
No?
Nope.
Just in your
Just
mouth?
directly in your mouth.
That would be better.
Yeah. And it just depends on how much you're looking for on like a daily basis. So we normally recommend anywhere from like possibly like 2,000 to 5,000 IUs per day. Some people like to be at a higher amount just because of due to like illness or immune health or anything like that. So, but usually around like that 5,000 is probably about the median where everyone's usually wants to be around.
Is the multivitamin also minerals also I
Yeah.
don't know much about.
Yeah, so it's a complete like vitamins, minerals, and then also like I said, it's like the phytonutrients that are in there too. So you're going to be getting a little bit, if you want to,
Go back to that.
yeah, pull that one up really quick.
Way back.
Yeah, almost. And one more. There we go. Yeah, so as far as like those minerals and everything, you're going to get your zinc, your magnesium, your selenium.
One of the issues with many over-the-counter vitamins is they know like that people are going to look at the label and they want zinc. So they put a tiny little bit of zinc in there, but it's not enough to be really biologically active to really help you. So one of the great things about Metagenics is they put, you know, in there an amount that's going to be biologically active, but also absorbability is really huge. So, you know, people often want to take, for convenience, they just want to take a one-a-day, one tablet, but there's an issue with those tablets of literally being physically compacted to where you may not actually break it down, and so it just goes through you instead of actually being absorbed. So, Metagenics supplements, maybe you could speak to absorbability, as well as, because it's what your body assimilates that's important.
Right, and again, like I said, with the fish oils, any of these, like a multivitamin, everything, you want to make sure you're taking it with like a meal. So then this way that it's absorbed and digested properly.
But isn't that one of the reasons, like you have, that you, like to get a serving size, you need 2 of your tablets?
Correct.
Or 3 capsules?
Yep.
Because you're more concerned about absorbability than convenience.
Right, but then also too, we want to make sure that you're getting the correct amounts that you want to. So like I said, everything that you see here is what you can expect to be in the formula. It's not a, we say it's in there and maybe it is, maybe it isn't, kind of thing.
Does a banana and a cup of coffee constitute as a meal? What is a meal?
Maybe take it with lunch. Something like a little bit more substantial, I'd say. So anything that you have like any fat or anything that you're eating, like let's say like a lunch or a dinner or something like that, that would probably be the best time to take those formulas.
Protein
Yep.
with it.
Yeah. Awesome. Well then, like I said, feel free to grab any of those samples that you guys want. I'll grab my bottle of vitamin D. And if you guys think of any other questions that you have too, feel free to let me know. Okay? Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it.